Hello everyone, Paul back here in the Brick Garage for another unboxing and review, this time of Thanos, the big boy. So I picked up, there were two reasons that I grabbed this figure. One was Sideshow had an amazing deal on it with free shipping to Canada where I live, and it was like, I can't remember, it was like half price or $200 off or something. It was quite a bit. It was enough that I was like, I have to pick that guy up. The other reason I wanted this Thanos and not the Endgame one is I just found Thanos more interesting in Infinity War than I did in Endgame. He just felt a bit like, you know, a prop. It's like, yeah, been there, done that with Thanos. That's how I felt about Thanos in Endgame. But in Infinity War, I found him much more interesting. So this, to me, is the more iconic look for Thanos. I didn't care for the sword and the armor that he had on Endgame. I like this look. Just, you know, a badass with the Infinity Gauntlet. So here he is. Let's get into this figure. Here's the box art. It's giant, as you can see, with my hand in there. I've had to back my camera off from where it usually sits. Yeah, it is a humongous figure, by far the biggest one I've picked up. It's the MMS 479, it says, for code for Hot Toys. Let's pull the top off and we'll see what Thanos looks like inside. And there he is. Whoa. Okay, so a little difficult to see him in there, but it's Thanos in his window. Infinity Gauntlet and all. This box is subtle, which is good. And that's sort of, you know, it kind of matches the look. Like I've kind of wrecked the box a little bit. It matches the look of the figure. He was a subtle and just huge and intimidating character, which is why Thanos was so cool. Okay, let's crack this guy open and have a look at all the accessories. Oh my goodness, what an ordeal that was. So there he is, the big man, out of the box. Looks fantastic. I'll tell you why that was an ordeal. I use these little tweezers to put the batteries in these guys. I've launched a battery across the floor somewhere, so both won't turn on, but this arm wouldn't work. I couldn't get the Infinity Gauntlet to light up, so that was a bit frustrating. So yeah, I don't know, there's something wrong with this one. I got the other one to light up, I'll show you that in a moment. But, and now of course I'm missing a battery, so I can't show you anyways, so that's a little bit of a drag because it took me so long to open this guy up. I think it'll be a little difficult to get my money back. So there we go. Let's start with the accessories first, since I'm already talking about them. So both gauntlets come with these little covers. Sit on the inside like that, and you just have to pry from the wrist, and it pops open just like that. So switch in here. You have to take this cover off here. There's a little screw. You need a small screwdriver. I got a little screwdriver kit from Amazon that I use for all of my electronics stuff, or some of my electronics work. And one of the bits just fits nicely in there. That's where the 3 batteries go that I install with my tweezers. And I still managed to launch one across the floor. And then you fire the switch on, and you have a glowing Infinity Gauntlet. There we go. And my experience, yeah, look at that. With the lights, you can barely even see it. They are glowing though, I promise. My experience with these guys, here, I'll switch it off. There we go, off, on. Hard to see, but I do have a lot of lights firing at this figure right now. My experience with these batteries is that they really don't last very long, so although it is kind of a cool feature, especially when I'm doing stop motion, it's pointless because they fade throughout the course of a shot. But a cool little feature if you wanted to light up the Infinity Stones. So there's the gauntlet. And this one should, I guess, be the same, but I couldn't get it to light up. So I like this one because the fingers can move. There we go. Here's a little bit of wrist action. And you can make a bit of fit. Not quite the fist that this one is, but you can still close Thanos' fingers, close his hand to make a bit of a fist or grasp something. Maybe the, throat of Iron Man, something along those lines, or crush Vision. There. Cool. The head sculpt on this guy is just fantastic. Look at that. The likeness to the Thanos figure in the movies is just great. Interesting. Scarring there. Looks really good. I'll go through the articulation of this guy in a second. I just wanted to show off this head sculpt. And there is the alternative head sculpt, which I haven't put on yet, but the Battle Ready head sculpt. Again, also a really good looking sculpt. Very cool. All right. Thanos also comes with change of right hands. There's a throat grasp, looks like. And just the relaxed hand. And not a ton coming for accessories with this guy, but he's more about the presence, really. There's a warning actually in the instructions about the bending. These arms are rubber. They're made of rubber. So apparently they can get damaged if you leave them in a pose where they're putting pressure on the elbows. So that's something to consider too. Right. So he comes with his stand, which has two bases. This cover, I'm just going to see if I can flip up the underside one to show you. Not easily. Well, maybe I need my tweezers for this. Sounds like a job for my battery tweezers. There we go. Oh, come on. Okay. And then the Avengers Infinity War version. It's got a little, in here, I'll just lift it up. It's got a graphic of the gauntlet on it. There. I'm indifferent, honestly, about those. I think I actually probably prefer just the stones. And then, of course, he's got a very basic stand because he is just such a humongous figure, which is fine. Let's go through the articulation of this guy. So, not, my overall impression is it's not terrific. I feel I give this figure a pass because it's so humongous, and I think he really is just, his presence alone is so intimidating that you don't really need him in a dynamic pose. He sort of does just need to stand there with his Infinity Gauntlet. But anyways, that being said, here's the arms ratcheting, which is good. Oh, look at that. So there you go. All right, well, now's a good time to show you how the other arm goes on. So that popped off on my excessive bend there, and then this guy just pops in. So yeah, now you've got a fist. Of course, now my fist doesn't glow, but so that's how those pop out. Just bend it a little too far and it'll come out, like so. Let's put this one back. There. All right, so yeah, you're not getting much higher than that without popping the arms out of the joint. So that's good to know. Elbow bend. You can bend them a fair ways, not like most Hot Toys figures, but again, the material is soft, flexible, so you get a weird crease in there when you bend. Same with this side. I'll just straighten that out. Yeah, not much. So you can go high. They do rotate all the way up, which is good. And then you could Oh, just look at that. This arm keeps popping out, so I better stop messing with that. At least I haven't broken the ball socket. That would be bad. Okay, head and neck. This is on a fairly large ball joint, so it goes pretty far around like that. Up and down, you're not getting much of anything. There's a little bit of up, and that's as down as she goes. Ab crunch? No ab crunch. He just stands straight up. So like I say, this is not, not a great comparison to really any of the other Hot Toys figures, but he's also about, twice as big, 50% bigger than other Hot Toys figures. So, knee bend back, that's about it. You do get a little bit of hip manipulation too, there. Forward, a little bit of a kick. Nothing spectacular. Ankles, not really anything to speak of there. Like a little bit, I guess. Let's see here. Yeah, like you do have something, but it's not a lot. There, a little bit of a point. And then side to side. I was actually pleasantly surprised by that. Look at that. Thanos can do a high kick better than a lot of Hot Toys figures. Oh my goodness, he's almost out of frame. Here, let's tilt up a bit. Yeah, so that's not too bad. Side to side, not bad. He can almost do the splits, so that's good. That could make for some interesting poses, and you wouldn't need to worry. These pants are quite flexible. Stretchy corduroy, good choice. Good choice, Thanos. Brown corduroy, strange, very 70s. There he is, a little more dynamic pose for you there. So that's him. Avengers Infinity War Thanos. Like I say, my preference of the Thanos looks is really this figure here. And, I think I only need one Thanos in my collection, if I'm being honest. I don't think I'll ever need that endgame Thanos, so this is the one. And he does look pretty good. I'll use him in some stop motions. I'm not sure exactly how I'll make that work. I guess I'll just have to limit his movements, but it's a great looking figure. Really cool presence. And, enough motion that I can make him move around a little bit. So that's it. Thanks for watching. More unboxings coming up. The next one I have is an off-brand figure. No more Hot Toys for a little bit. A third-party figure. A third-party unlicensed figure, as a matter of fact. He's quite funny. All right, thanks for watching. Stay tuned, subscribe and like, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.